1 in 3 people in the U.S. will hear the words, "You have cancer," in their lifetime. And just last year, 152 million people were impacted by cancer in some way. That's according to the American Cancer Society.
It's why hundreds of people are in Washington, D.C. this weekend to urge Congress to make cancer a top priority, including some Washingtonians. Fox 13's Shira Matsuzawa talked with one of them and shares their story.
I make plans for tomorrow. I live life to the fullest.
And Janet Bradshaw does that every day because 8 years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. The Washington woman was living in Ellensburg at the time, and because of some issues she had early on in her diagnosis and care in the rural community,
I'm never going to be deemed cancer-free. I'm not sick right now. You know, I'm on hormone suppressants.
Janet moved to Des Moines when she started radiation. But she says after she had chemo and doctors removed her lymph nodes,
they said, most likely there's cancer just, hibernating in your body.
Which is why she's joined nearly 750 other cancer survivors and advocates, including some from Washington State, in our nation's capital this week.
My treatment, if I was diagnosed with cancer today, would be completely different than it was 8 years ago.
The gathering is all part of the annual American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network Leadership Summit and Lobby Day. The event started Sunday, but on Tuesday, the group will address Congress.
We're going to be up on the Hill asking for increased funding for cancer research and asking for support on a bill that we are trying to get passed. It's called the Multi-Care Early Detection Act.
Janet says there's a test that's not yet FDA approved, but it can test for 50 different cancers. She says once it is approved, they want it to be something that Medicare automatically covers. Because with every ask, Janet knows this could be something that also helps her later on.
And if it doesn't help me later on, a couple generations from now when nobody knows who Janet Bradshaw was, some of what I've done here and on the state level will still be there impacting our, the future.
And after meeting with lawmakers on Tuesday, 50,000 bags will be lit up and on display at the Constitution Gardens. Each bag with the names of those touched by cancer, survivors, those who have passed, and caregivers. This is video of last year's Lights of Hope display.
I live my life with kindness and with hope just because I can't sit around and feel sorry for myself, and I can't sit around and be angry because, those are just things that probably would help cancer come back.
Shira Matsuzawa.
Well, Janet credits a big part of her cancer battle to having a great support system.
She says it's humbling to look back and see the army of people who helped get her through this. If you or someone you know is affected by cancer, the American Cancer Society has a number of resources. We'll have a link to those resources at fox13seattle.com.